Hello everyone, in this video I will be talking about the types of astrology according to different geographies and cultures. Astrology can differ from culture to culture or from geography to geography. For example, Western astrology and Indian astrology are different and use different systems. Western astrology is based on the position of the sun, while Indian astrology is based on the position of the moon. In addition, different meanings are attached to astrology in different cultures and it is used for different purposes. Some common types of astrology include Western, Indian, Chinese, Mayan, Vedic, Babylonian, Arabic, Tibetan and Celtic astrology. Let's talk about them one by one. Western astrology, the most common type of astrology in Europe, America and Australia. It is based on the position of the sun and determines a person's zodiac sign using natal charts based on the date and time of birth. The zodiac signs are determined as 12 different groups, and each zodiac sign has a specific date range. Western astrology makes interpretations based on the positions of planets, signs, and houses in natal charts. The natal chart gives information about a person's character traits, life path, abilities, and weak points. The 12 zodiac signs are determined by the Earth's position in the sky as the Earth moves along its orbit around the Sun. Each zodiac sign has a certain set of characteristic features. For example, Aries is associated with bold, passionate, and leadership traits, while Taurus is defined by their decisive, patient, and practical traits. Also, Western astrology includes a concept called houses. Houses represent different parts of the natal chart, and each house reflects a particular area of life. For example, the 7th house reflects romantic relationships, marriages, and partnerships, while the 10th house reflects career and social status. Western astrology also takes into account the position of the planets when interpreting a particular natal chart. Each planet has certain characteristics and when positioned in a certain house in the natal chart, it reflects the characteristics of that house. Indian astrology, it is also based on the moon's position and determines a person's zodiac sign based on their natal chart. Indian astrology takes a different approach than Western astrology. It is a more complex system and includes more detail. Indian astrology uses 12 zodiac signs as Western astrology does, but zodiac signs are determined based on the position of the moon, not the position of the sun. These signs are associated with personalities with a certain set of characteristics and are determined by the position of the moon in one's natal chart. According to the moon's position, time of birth, and place of birth, it is divided into certain groups of stars called nakshatras, asterisms. Indian astrology also uses planets and each planet has certain characteristic features. The position and influence of the planets are also taken into account in houses in different parts of the natal chart. Also, Indian astrology uses a specific time zone system called doshas. This system is used to predict specific time periods in a person's life. Each period is ruled by a particular planet and is dependent on the characteristics of that planet. Chinese astrology, it differs from Western and Indian astrology and takes a unique approach. It is an astrological system that has a history of approximately 2,000 years and was created based on the Chinese calendar and is widespread in East Asia. Chinese astrology is based on 12 animal signs and 5 elements determined by the year of birth. In Chinese astrology, each animal sign is associated with a personality with certain characteristics, and people are identified with a specific animal sign based on their year of birth. Besides the animal sign of your birth year, Chinese astrology is also tied to one of 5 different elements: fire, water, earth, metal, and wood. Each element is associated with personalities with certain characteristics. In Chinese astrology, the animal signs determined by year of birth are rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. Each animal sign represents the energy and influences of a particular year. In Chinese astrology, there is also a cycle based on yin and yang energies. This cycle assigns a yin and a yang trait to each animal sign year. For example, the year of the rabbit has yin characteristics, while the year of the dragon has yang characteristics. Chinese astrology is used to predict a person's characteristics, weaknesses, and strengths, favorable career options, health status, and other matters, based on combinations of animal signs and elements determined by year of birth. Mayan astrology. It is an astrological system developed by the Mayan civilization and widespread in Central America. Mayan astrology determines a person's place in the Mayan calendar, tries to determine his fate and characteristics, using the date and time of birth, astronomical observations, and mathematical calculations. Mayan astrology is based on 20 sun signs, kin, and 13 numerical signs, tones. According to the Mayan calendar, each sun sign rotates every 20 days, thus creating a 260-day cycle. Each sun sign is associated with a specific animal, object, or concept and gives clues about many things, such as personality traits, weaknesses and strengths, suitable career choices, and more. Each tone is represented by numbers and symbols and has a specific energy frequency. The sun sign and hue of the day a person was born are used to make predictions about the person's characteristics, fate, and future. Mayan astrology encourages people to live a life in harmony with nature's rhythm and is for many a tool for personal growth and spiritual awareness. Vedic astrology, similar to Indian astrology but with a different calculation system. This type of astrology is based on the Vedic culture of India and places great emphasis on the moon's position when calculating one's natal chart. The natal chart is drawn according to the position of the planets at the time of one's birth. Based on this map, it makes predictions about a person's characteristics, occupation, family life, health status, destiny, and future. Vedic astrology is based on 3 different types of energy: Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. Sattvic energy is about peace, kindness, and spiritual growth. Rajasic is about energy, movement, change and ambition. Tamasic energy, on the other hand, is associated with darkness, passivity, and laziness. Babylonian astrology. It is an astrological system that has been used since 2000 BC in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, Iran, Syria, and Turkey, developed by the ancient Babylonian civilization. This type of astrology believes that astronomical events such as the movements of the planets, the position of the stars and solar eclipses affect a person's destiny. He tries to predict the future by examining the effects of celestial bodies on human life. It gives information about the movements of the planets, the characteristics of the people, their health, marriage, business life, and other issues. Babylonian astrology is based on celestial bodies, including the Sun, Moon, 5 planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, and the lunar nodes. It does not use the 12-sign system. Instead, 18 zodiac signs are used, based on the star groups the moon passes through. These zodiac signs change according to the movements of the moon and therefore they can differ throughout the calendar year. Arabic astrology. It is an astrological system that has been used in the Middle East and the Islamic world since pre-Islamic times. Using factors such as the movements of the stars, the position of the planets and the natal chart, it makes predictions about a person's characteristics, destiny and future. It uses 12 star symbols instead of zodiac signs. These star symbols are derived from constellations or specific points in the sky and have different characteristics. Each star symbol is believed to have a different effect, and one's natal chart is drawn according to the position of the stars. Arabic astrology also creates different houses and zones based on one's birth time and other factors. These houses help analyze one's life in more detail by focusing on specific topics, for example, family, career, health, etc. Tibetan astrology. It is an astrological system developed as part of Tibetan Buddhism. It is widely used in regions around the Himalayan mountains, such as Tibet and Nepal. Tibetan astrology is based on the positions of celestial bodies and uses 12 animal symbols instead of zodiac signs. These animal symbols are similar to the animal symbols used in Chinese astrology, but they have different characteristics. It is believed that each animal symbol has a different effect and the symbol is determined according to the person's birth year. Tibetan astrology also predicts different characteristics and influences based on one's birthday, time, and other factors. These characteristics and influences help analyze one's life in more detail by focusing on specific issues, for example, health, money, relationships, etc. It also assigns different colors and elements according to one's birth chart. These colors and elements play an important role in a person's life and help identify other colors and elements with which a person can be compatible. And lastly, Celtic astrology. It is an astrological system based on Celtic culture. It differs from Western astrology in that it uses tree symbols instead of zodiac signs. Each tree symbol reigns for a month and is determined by the person's date of birth. It makes predictions about the person's characteristics, weaknesses, and strengths and suitable career options according to the birthday and season. He believes that each tree symbol has different characteristics and effects. For example, the elm symbol emphasizes one's strength and endurance, while the fir symbol draws attention to one's determination and prudence. Each tree symbol is believed to have a different effect on a person's personality and life. Celtic astrology is based on the idea of integrating with nature and respecting the cycle of nature. Tree symbols help connect with nature and draw attention to how trees change and grow throughout the seasons. Therefore, although not as common as Western astrology, it is a popular astrology system among those interested in Celtic culture and those who want to be in touch with nature. As you can see, after all of these different types of astrology, they share many similar methods and approaches. For example, the movements and positions of the celestial bodies play an important role in all systems of astrology. Determining a person's zodiac sign by date of birth is used in almost all astrological systems. A person's natal chart provides information about their characteristics, personal characteristics, career choices, and potential trends in other matters. On the other hand, these astrological systems have many differences due to cultural and historical influences. For example, Western astrology bases its horoscopes on constellations and planets, while Indian astrology bases its horoscopes on the position of the moon. Chinese astrology is based on 12 animal symbols. Celtic astrology uses tree symbols. Western astrology is based on planets and stars, while Babylonian astrology uses moon phases as well as planets. While Mayan astrology uses the complex system of the Tzolk'in calendar, Tibetan astrology is generally based on the 5 elements and several constellations. Vedic astrology takes into account the phases and aspect of the moon as well as the positions of the planets. To sum up, these types of astrology are based on beliefs, observations, and mathematical calculations of different cultures. Each tries to predict one's characteristics, destiny, and future using a combination of one's birth chart, planetary movements, and other factors. However, it should be noted that they have no scientific basis and therefore do not offer definitive solutions to the realities of life. On the other hand, it guides people to better understand themselves and others. And it can often be used for personal growth, psychological exploration, and recreational purposes. For these reasons, I will continue to share astrology and personal development content on this channel. I hope this video was helpful. I wish everyone health, safety and well-being. See you later.